Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. I am Max Loeb. He is Chef Zay. It is Cinco de Mayo, and we are ready to talk all things Cleveland sports, Browns, Cavs, guards, and everything between. Zay, how are you? How was your weekend?
Weekend was good, but I was expecting to have some margaritas up here. Our producer said that he was going to come through with the marks, but clearly no marks. So, we're here. Water or dew. How you feeling?
I'm good. A little punch in the gut after Cavs game 1. We'll see what happens Tuesday night, but good. I was in the wonderful city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this past weekend. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. There's some cool stuff there. Yeah, I went by Acrisure, not Heinz Field. I went by Acrisure Stadium. It's cool. I'm not going to lie. It's a very, very cool atmosphere. PNC Park, went to a game there. Actually really cool. The atmosphere is great. Product on the field is not great. We know that. But
what'd you eat there?
I had a hot dog there.
Anything special?
No, they have pierogies. I know that. I don't think I ate there. We got food before. We didn't even bother going in there. But it was cool. Pittsburgh was cool. It's second or third time being there. It's no Cleveland, but it's fun.
I went one time just to party, and
yeah,
it was cool. But it was like the driving. That bridge is the worst bridge to drive on.
It's so bad. Yes, it's so bad.
Oh my gosh! And then because it gives you like not even a quarter of a mile to get from the left side of the lane to the right side of the lane. Mm-hmm. Can y'all fix that, please? Like, what are we doing? I know we got potholes here, but that is terrible.
You know what I was looking for when I was in Pittsburgh, though? I did not see it.
Brown stuff?
No. Kind of close. A Deontay Johnson jersey.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to see those.
Did not see it anywhere, but I think maybe we'll see one in the pro shop this year. That's the biggest piece of Browns news moving forward. The Browns signed Deontay Johnson, and first text I sent to everybody in this room, everybody at Big Play in the Honor Land group chat was, go look at that Raiders game. I think it was week 3 or week 4 against a team that just lined up and were like, our DBs are better than your receivers, and they weren't, and him and Andy Dalton ripped them apart. And that's one thing we've always known about Deontay Johnson, watching him go against the Browns for a few years. He will destroy you one-on-one. What happens when he gets open? That's the other question. We don't know.
That's the part we're all thinking about.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you kind of think about it, it's right in line with Andrew Berry's sentiment, right? I mean, he looks for those, I don't want to call them hidden gems because I think we kind of understand what Deontay Johnson is. But in terms of the playmaking style, creating space, getting in the open field, that's right up Kevin Stefanski's scheme. Mm-hmm. And that's right in the type of players where it's like, okay, all these guys took a chance on you. Let's hone it on in and let's get the last little bit out of you. So who knows? Maybe this could be the extra slot. He'd probably play slot with us, right?
Yeah, I would have to guess, and that's what we talked about a bunch. Like Jerry Jeudy can play in the slot, but he's probably better on the outside. Cedric Tillman is not a slot guy. You need a third guy, whether it's him, whether it's Jamari Thrash, whether it's somebody else that's on the roster. You need somebody else, and there were no wide receivers drafted 2 weeks ago. You need something. You need something. I don't know if they're done. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, as well as Never Sunny and Berea. But truthfully, walking into this episode, that's really the only big piece of Browns news we got outside of the Jerome Ford contract restructure. Elephant in the room. I'll ask it to you. You think that means Chubb is gone?
Yeah. I don't see a world where they carry 4 running backs.
You never know.
Right? I mean, they are going bigger personnel, maybe, but I'm just confused on what direction are they going to go in terms of the offense, because they've shown us for the past 3 years that they want to be a passing offense. But when you draft 2 running backs who have tremendous talents, why wouldn't you get the most out of that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you add in the fact that Jerome Ford had the season that he had this past year, and a lot of people give him a lot of crap for it, but he was a home run hitter for us in terms of big play ability.
Yep.
And I just think he earned that, and I think he's also trying to show people that he's worth being on this, taking that pay cut to maybe set himself up to get another contract down the road. And I just don't see a world where Kevin Stefanski and these guys keep 4. And as long as I guess he's not in the AFC, so we don't have to see him as much, but I don't want to see him anywhere else.
It would be the most Chargers thing ever to sign him also with Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. But, the original reports of him going to the Steelers, I don't see that.
The Bears seem like the hot one.
Bears, the only other team, and I would hate to even, bring this up or potentially manifest this, is Cincy. Cincy needs some help. Cincy needs some help down there.
No, he
So,
wouldn't do that.
You don't think so?
No,
Okay.
I don't think.
I mean, I don't think he would either. But
I don't think he's a guy that would go anywhere in the AFC North to have to play against his team.
interesting.
I mean,
I don't think he. Yeah,
Cincy would be a great fit.
it would be. It would be. He would be the change of pace in a different way because Chase Brown is their guy, but the goal line tough yards guy that didn't really get much out of Zach Moss last year in those scenarios. But that to me also is the Nick Chubb, the death sentence, the final good riddance, the dagger, whatever. Jerome Ford's restructure is pretty much pushing him away. I think there's a world where the Browns keep 4 running backs. I think the changes to the kick return have made depth at running back a little more important than a 7th or 8th offensive lineman or a 7th wide receiver, but it's really hard to keep 4 running backs, especially when he's going to garner a little bit of money.
That's exactly where I was just about to ask you. Like, what in terms of a contract would it look like if you did bring him in? Would you kind of like give him the extra 275 or $3 million that the pay cut came from, or are you going to give him a little bit of money? Like, I don't even know how that would work contract wise.
I don't know. It would have to be, and wherever he goes, not just Cleveland, largely incentive-based. Largely incentive-based.
That's what the Flacco deal is.
Absolutely. And honestly, that would be in the Browns' best interest because he's not going to be priority 1, maybe even priority 2 if he came back. So that would be in their best interest saying, hey, if you meet these quotas, if somebody else gets injured, you'll have a better chance of doing that, whatever it may be. That would be in the Browns' best interest to do it, but again, I find it so hard to believe they're going to lean into that direction. They're not going to do it. It's especially for Nick Chubb's sake too. Like if you're Nick Chubb, you don't want to come back to Cleveland. Exactly. Name aside, team aside. Like you don't want to go to a place where you're second fiddle, third fiddle to Quinshon Judkins for sure, but potentially Dylan Sampson, potentially Jerome Ford. We don't really know how Kevin Stefanski's going to use all 3, but there's no world where he would come back and immediately be the starter, at least in my opinion. And we love Nick Chubb. We want him back. There's no world in my mind where he comes back and is the old Nick Chubb, 20, 25 touches a game, 100 yards a game that we once saw, 2-3 years ago before the injury.
The only thing that I could see, remember that we only saw it a couple times, which I was shocking, but I think it was one of the first few games, and it was against Baltimore, where they lined up Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the same backfield together.
Yeah.
Could he be that, dare I say, fullback type of role? And not necessarily a fullback, but you want him on the field. You give yourself a little bit of diversity where it's like, okay, you could run it, you could pass it. If you got Junkins and Nick Chubb on the field at the same time, does that benefit you in any way? So there could be a lane where it works, but like you said, the days of Nick Chubb carrying the ball 20-plus times, that is so far gone in here in Cleveland, especially since we've seen it the previous couple years before that.
Do you think that it would benefit the Browns to bring in a 4th running back, regardless if it's Nick Chubb or not, on the off chance Jerome Ford, who's dealt with injuries, gets hurt, a rookie goes down? Because, like you said, it seems like the run game is more of a priority moving forward.
I mean, well, they still love Pierre Strong. Isn't he still technically on this roster? Or?
I believe so.
So, I mean, one of those guys is going to find themselves on the practice squad unless Pierre Strong ends up getting signed, which is always a possibility.
Kick returns.
So, I don't, in terms of that, sure, but I think this is a 3-headed room, kind of like the year when they had Dearness, Hunt, and Nick Chubb. And obviously, we didn't get to see a lot of Dearness Johnson, which means we probably wouldn't see a lot of whoever that third running back is.
We don't know who the third running back is. We're going to talk more Jerome Ford, Nick Chubb, and a very special Cleveland Brown in our next segment, Never Sunny in Berea, on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Welcome back into Honor the Land, presented by Big Play Sports Network. I am Max Loeb, he is Chef Zay, and this is Never Sunny in Berea, our patented segment where we attribute weather reports to 3 people in the Cleveland Browns building. But today, we're really just doing 2 people. We're coupling in our first set of people, if you will, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, and talking about the running back room. Because we talked about it earlier, Jerome Ford took a pay cut, you draft 2 running backs, and Nick Chubb's departure seems evident or imminent. What are you giving in terms of a weather report for this running back room amidst all of this stuff?
I think it's weird because before we coupled this together, I had what I think for Nick Chubb, what I think you could kind of put for the overall, because you know that one type of rain where it's like it's still nice outside, but you have that beautiful subtle lightning strikes with that little subtle rumble.
Yeah,
of
I
thunder.
like that.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like that where it's like it's enjoyable. You're gonna sleep really well. You obviously got the new fresh breeze of the running backs, but then you also have the aspect where that thunder and lightning is kind of like, wow, Jerome Ford really took the pay cut, and now that's really gonna be a chain of reaction for Nick Chubb not being here. So whether you like the rain or not, there's benefits and pros and cons to both sides of it. Where yeah, it's raining, but it's still that nice, beautiful kind of like feel around with that new, with the new running backs in the room.
What do you think is the cause for that nice part of it? Is it both running backs? Is it Judkins? Or, because I think this is the overarching theme, we talked about this earlier too, do you think it's the identity of the Browns just going back to running the football? Do you think it's that? Do you think it's the players they drafted? Do you think it's some type of combination?
It's probably a combination, but anytime you bring in an Ohio State guy, that's going to get the blood flowing, and the fans are going to love that no matter what. But then you also get Sampson, who was projected to be higher than where he fell. I think just that the good old Browns hope where it's like, oh my gosh, these guys are excellent prospects. I can't wait to see them. It's just a matter of time of seeing them. But, fortunately for us in recent years, we actually have been able to hype up some players, and they live up to it. So maybe they fall in line with that.
I like that. I want to say it was like a month and a half ago when it was Guardians opening day.
Cold, but it was
freezing, and it snowed a little bit, right?
On our show.
I am giving the running back room, or the attributing a weather report, the last snow of the year in like March or April, because it's cool when it happens. You walk outside, you're used to like the dreary rain, and all of a sudden it's cold, which stinks, and Nick Chubb leaving stinks. But you feel the snow, and you're like, this is kind of awesome. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting the Browns. That too. But I was not expecting the Browns to draft 2 running backs. I was not expecting them to avoid drafting a wide receiver. Then it falls down, and you're like, okay, maybe that wasn't so bad. And then the nice weather starts to come after that, where you are rolling out 2 really good young running backs, and you're excited about that. That major good weather, like you just talked about, the subtle lightning strike, the Nick Chubb stuff. It's there. It's awesome. And I'm so glad you brought up Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson is a guy who we both talked about fell farther than he should have. Quinshon Judkins is great. Probably going to be the starter. Going to take the brunt of the touches. But you need the change of pace guy. You watch the Browns the last decade. The best that running back room ever was when you had, for lack of a better term, thunder, lightning, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, 2 guys who can do different things. But now the Browns genuinely have that. They definitely have the thunder in Quinshon Judkins. And you almost have 2 different types of lightning strikes. I wish there was like another type of weather we could talk about in lightning, but you got Jerome Ford, and you got Dylan Sampson now, a guy who was all SEC, thought he was going to go day 2, really. Extreme explosiveness. This isn't just like a third down pass catching back. This is a good running back who's got athleticism. I think it looks really bright despite the likely departure of Nick Chubb.
Feels like there's not enough footballs to go around. And it's weird to say that because
that's
the
true.
outside people are going to be like, what are you talking about? You guys don't have receivers. You guys you're banking on rookies. But, like, being a Browns fan, Judy was sensational for us last year. And then just that hope. I talk about that Cleveland Browns hope. There is a lot of hope in that running back room. So I can't wait to see it pan out this year.
Yeah. Well, we would be remiss if we did not talk about the final player in this segment, Shedeur Sanders. We, last episode, talked about him very briefly with the workout stuff, reporting to Bria, not reporting to Bria, and then the additional Hill workout. I believe it was the same day, if I'm not mistaken. But then we had Shedeur going to speak at, I can't remember the high school. Marshall. And then a couple days ago, or even maybe yesterday, throwing with local receivers.
Yep.
And it's good to see him getting involved in the community, but everybody's always going to have something negative to say about it. We've talked about that a bunch. Everybody seems to agree with us in that sense, too, where everybody's going to try to paint a negative picture of this guy, which is not inherently right. What weather report are you giving to Shedeur Sanders amidst all of this craziness? Not even just the past week from the last show, just since he's been drafted.
I honestly think if you're Shedeur, it's never better. This is cruise weather. Like,
Ooh.
We on the boat, breeze is flowing, we made it to the league. I obviously, a lot of people were expecting a different reaction out of him. seeing as though he fell all the way to the 5th round. And you talk about a pay difference in $40 million essentially. And like people were not expecting to see a mature response. And he comes into Cleveland, he puts his head down, and he's not listening to any of the outside noise. He's still excited to be in the league. Like it feels genuine in a sense, where it's like the excitement for him to just be in the league. Where it's like, dude, you were really projected to be the top 2 quarterback to go. So I think he's like, it's sunny. It's just beautiful. It's nothing can go wrong right now. He even has come out here and proved to you guys that, you know, he's meant to be for the league. So I think right now it's at a very good spot. You're not doing all of this extra stuff if it's not, right? So give me a cruise, beautiful, nice and 85 on a all you can drink and all you can eat cruise.
Wow, all you can drink and all you can eat cruise.
Yeah, sign me up.
That sounds really fun. I wish we could do that. Maybe we'll do a show on a cruise one day.
What? Hey, Browns, y'all trying
Browns
to collab
cruise.
up? Browns cruise, we can get something going.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you in the sense that it's like never been nicer. I am going to go with what I think is the nicest weather, and it sounds like we're going to get it this weekend. I don't want to jinx anything. Mother Nature, if you're watching, I don't want to jinx it. Like low 60s, sun's out, partially cloudy. The hardest decision you have to make is whether you want to wear pants or shorts. Like
golf or not the golf.
Exactly. There's nothing better, right? And Shedeur Sanders is now sitting in a spot where the heat is not going to be cranked up till, rookie minicamp, but really July, August with training camp. And he's in Cleveland. He knows what he's doing. He's training. He's going about his business. And it's like you said, not pun off of the cruise, but like it's cruise control for him. And he's just taking care of business day by day, doing what he needs to do. And it's honestly really refreshing to see that and understand that, because there is a large portion of the media that won't portray it like that. There's a large portion of the media who will ask why he's not doing A, B, and C, why he's not at D, E, and F. It's good to see and understand that Shedeur Sanders is, not checking the boxes, but doing things that any other football player in the offseason would do, but it's just magnified to a different scale because of who he is.
He's got the city. He's got a lot of people. People were like, when I made the tweet, I talked about he has the city in a chokehold. He's like, dude, it's just Cleveland. It's like, really? Because everywhere I look, you got Malik Neighbors talking about him. You got pros talking about him. You've got the NBA people. You got rappers talking about him. Like, when have we ever seen a 5th-round guy with this type of cachet?
Yeah.
And I think just because he's Deion Sanders' son, you would expect him to act a certain way. This is honestly, when you see some of those, like, I know you've seen probably some of those younger clips of him when he was talking and doing interviews. It seems as if he's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just grown up a little bit. So I can't wait to see how this quarterback battle is going to pan out, because I talked about it earlier on one of the posts that we had. I don't think we've ever had a quarterback room or competition like what we're about to see this year. When you have 2 guys that are clear and cut, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski guys, and Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, and then 2 guys who one is proven to work in your system, and another guy with this much cachet. So it's going to be exciting in Cleveland.
It's going to be crazy, and that's one side of the ball. We've talked all offense so far. We're going to transition to defense, but in a different way. We have a very special interview with Browns defensive lineman Alex Wright up next for you on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. I am Max Loeb. He is Chevzay, and we are joined by a very special guest, recently cleared number 91 of the Cleveland Browns, Alex Wright. Alex, we appreciate you coming on. How are you feeling today?
I feel blessed, man.
Yeah.
I'm great. I'm moving around. Blessed.
Good.
Like I don't even think that's not even an understatement. I think that's what's understood don't got to be explained. I'm free. I'm no brace. I'm healthy. I mean, I got my life. I got my sanity. I'm eager. I'm hungry.
Exactly.
Like, but
Nothing better than that.
Nah. But for real, I'm happy, man. I'm good. I'm doing good.
Good.
Mentally and all.
Good. That's good. And physically, especially, too.
Man.
Now you're back. It's been a long, long road since really the very beginning of last season, as you were describing, right?
Yeah. I want to say it's been since I was able to even do get-offs or football drills. I want to say it's been since September 28th, around that.
Man, that is crazy. Crazy.
You talk about in the house, just
Yeah.
like just Monday. Like I go to the facility and see them finna get ready to go to practice, and it's just like be strong, but sometimes you can't. But then again, it's just like the road to recovery is just what make it more sweeter.
Yeah.
So
So those months, it's what, May 5th today, so it's almost 6-7 months, whatever it is. What kept you going in those months? Because it's very difficult, at least from the outside looking in, somebody who is balling the first few weeks of the season, has an injury, done for the year. It is even more difficult for the person that it happened to. What kept you going during those months?
man, I want to say positivity and just tapping into like my true self. Like, I mean, it wasn't all peaches and cream. It wasn't always blue skies and rainbows. You know, I went through some personal stuff through my my surgery, but at the end of the day, and I kept telling, I don't know who I told this. I think I told this to one of the coaches. I think my old coach back home. I was like, I don't know why I'm so positive, because even when I had, you know, the meniscus incident in my second year, like I was upset, like I was in tears and whatnot. But it was just so more the fact I just knew like the comeback was just gonna be even more greater than what it was, because I mean, right now it's like you just take this time to build on yourself. You know, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, whether that's like emotionally, whether that's spiritually, whether that's like, so even though, you know, I was going through tough times, it was like that's what brought the positive, brought me out like to a bigger like family, being involved in church more. Like, you know, I was reading some book, it was like spiritual of the greater man or something like that. But it was just like just being able to like tap into myself and tap into family. And, you know, and just being around teammates, you know, even when I wasn't out there and I was watching them, it felt like I wanted to be out there and I was still out there, but I was just living through them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm good, man. Like physically, I said, I'm just get back to myself. I'm gonna get back to the country, the South. I'm gonna get in the weight room. You know, I'm gonna take care of my body. You know what I'm saying? That's a big emphasis on me this year. You know, I hated ice tubs. I hated ice tubs, but I'm doing more to like, you know, make sure, you know, try to prevent way more than what, you know. So, but other than that, I'm good, man. Good.
That's good to hear. And we were talking. Go ahead. You go.
Oh, no, I was just going to go back to you said when you talked about living through the players, like, what's that like knowing that you just coming off a year where you guys had a great season, you were taking another step in your leadership role, which we saw and we talked about when we was on the show a few months back. And what's the emotions like when you sitting there watching your team go the complete opposite direction of what you guys thought you were going to go towards?
It was devastating because I know how bad I wanted to win. I come from winning. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in that locker room do also. So I mean, I feel like I said, it was just it wasn't us. Like that wasn't us, especially that we worked so hard in the offseason to get to. And I felt like seeing it all like just unfold. Not only I knew it was bad for y'all, and like, you know, like I said earlier, you know, just sitting there because I was in the locker room on the team, so seeing that, you know, in pain, like in Dallas, watching when we played the Commanders and watch people like ice the game on us. It's like
they put up numbers on that game.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just like, man, like that. It hurt. It hurt me because I know everybody's potential in there. And I feel like we kind of, I'm not going to say we lackadaisical or whatnot, but feel like we got comfortable in a certain sense.
I was going to say, was it a humbling moment? Because it didn't look like you guys had a bunch of big heads out there. But knowing the season that y'all had with the injuries, with the swag that y'all was coming in there with, what led to the ultimate breakdown in your opinion?
I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you because, like I said, I wasn't in there. But you know, just talking to the players and stuff, it's just like we better than this. What are we? Like it's kind of like we got to look in the mirror, like not as a team, but every individual person got to go home and look themselves in the mirror. Like, did I help us win this game? Did I help us contribute to this game? Did I run to the ball? Was I locked in on my keys and stuff like that? But it was just like, man, like, I just know from my perspective, I just know we put in too much work for, you know, not only by ourselves when we go away and work out and whatnot, but just for it to come in. It was kind of like, okay, we got to trust each other. You know, do we trust each other? And in a sense, it was just like we were just out there. We wasn't out there as a team. We was just out there. So, and you could tell because we wasn't celebrating as much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
We wasn't celebrating much, and I'm like, but that's not Cleveland. That's not Browns football. That's not what we established. That's not what we said we was gonna do. So now, I feel like this year we taking it into initiatives like, don't tell me what you can do. Show me what you can do.
I like that.
So, I mean, like I said earlier, man, it's like you could feel it. Like you hungry. It's not only you want this, I want it. We want this. Like let's put the league on notice that last year is last year. Of course, just like being a good defense, don't nobody care about that last year. It's a new year, so either we gonna set out what we're gonna do, actions speak louder than words, or we just gonna soak our heads and just, well, we didn't do this last year, so let's do it. No, like let's put this hard hat on and let's go to work.
Absolutely. I love it. And you talk about last year being last year, the transition into this year, obviously working from the end of that last season, you lose Dalvin Tomlinson. But now you're bringing in guys like Mike Hall coming back from his injury, Mason Graham, Joe Tyrone Shayenka. You're bringing in a lot of guys in that D-line room. You were talking about it before the show. It's a little different in there, isn't it?
Man, that's the thing. We got personalities, different personalities. Even though we lose personalities, you know, with them going, you know, on their different journeys, you know, good luck to them. But we also have new personalities coming in. So, I mean, like you said, we got Mike. We already know Mike a dog. Mike is explosive. Like, Mike can run. Then you got Mason. Mason can pass rush his ass off. Then you got Malik, hooper. You watch his tape, he's a hooper out there on the field. Then you got Joe, speed, burning that edge. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you got different varieties of what helps, and you could tell that they went in details. Like, yeah, let's go get some pass rushers. Let's go turn this thing up a notch. So, I mean, I'm eager, man. I can't wait to work with everybody. I know that everybody's out there, you know, doing their own training and you know, stuff. But whenever we get back, just to see how everybody just mesh together, I know it could be something great. So
yeah, I love it. Obviously, we'll talk more football as the interview goes on, but we are curious because the offseason is not full of football. What hobbies do you enjoy now that you have a little more time outside of the regimented NFL season?
I'm a gamer.
Oh yeah,
I love gaming. I'm surprised I ain't started Twitch yet.
You should.
Everybody seems like they're doing that.
I started Twitch, but it just be like in little like Madden leagues and like NCAA leagues. Like right now, I hate NCAA because I feel like the moves are just so arcade. Like me and the bros, we having a conversation about this. He was just like, it's an arcade type game. It's not like Madden. Madden is more under control, more. But I play NCAA, Madden, Warzone.
The basics.
Essentially. UFC. I gotta get back in Undisputed. I'm missing one.
Fortnite?
No.
No Fortnite.
No. My thing is about Fortnite, like it was cool when it first dropped and you had everybody that was playing it, Ninja.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tariq still played. I was watching Tariq when he had the banana.
Yeah.
But I feel like I tried to get back to it when they dropped it again. I think they dropped it.
The OG.
Yeah, it was sometime last year, yeah.
And it was just like, bro, it don't hit the same to me.
Yeah.
It don't.
There's a nostalgia factor to it. Did you grow up on the NCAA? Because you
of course.
I was gonna say like the who was it? Denard Robinson was on the cover. That was when it was its best.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, so you should already know it's got that arcade feel in.
Well, the thing is, I didn't know. I didn't remember it like that though. That's the crazy part. I remember because here's the thing. I was the one that would go to like the retro stores, go get a PS3, walk around and see. And Miles put me on he put me on the vintage store. He was like, go in there. He was like, yeah, they got all the vintage games you need. So I was in there playing Def Jam. I was in there playing NCAA, Matrix.
That's a banger game.
What else? It was more. It was way more.
Sly Cooper, a classic.
Max Payne.
That's a classic.
That was crazy. I would have
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
And the crazy part is I couldn't find no Guitar Hero, not the OGs one.
Oh, dang!
I couldn't find one.
You could have hit my line on that.
I went to 3 stores and they didn't have it. Literally didn't have it.
There was I know during COVID there was a couple guys that came up on the For You page that was doing the they play on like ×10 through the Fire and the Flames and just like all this stuff. I'm like, man, I could barely do hard.
Yeah.
Like I could get medium down, but hard? Come on.
I couldn't even get medium down. I'm not gonna lie. I was never good at the
My thing is like even with the Grand Theft Auto, don't get me started on GTA. Don't get me
25th
started
or
on.
whatever it is.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
next year.
At this point, y'all can keep it. I'll just stick to retros, bro.
Oh, you know you gonna role play it when it come out?
Of course I am.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
but
yeah.
the thing is like, I forgot how long the old stories was. Like I've installed San Andreas, and I've yet to finish the story.
Wow.
But I would like piggyback when I had the when I used to have my Nintendo Switch. I used to go back from I think it was like the second one. It was like a trilogy, the trilogy one when they dropped it. So I would just be on the plane just switching back and forth. And then by the time I think I got to one of the it was like a harder mission where like
one on the train. Yeah.
That took. I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't remember it being like this, but NCAA, I would definitely like. Oh, we definitely going to with my cousins back home because they're older, so I would definitely like hook the game up, bring the game back home.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "Did you bring the PS3?" Like, yeah, I brought the PS3. You bring NCAA? Come on, bro, you know I brought NCAA.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But other than that, I'm really like the initial like just sports type. Like I'm not in Assassin's Creed no more.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when they dropped. I remember when they had Halo. Do Halo still come out?
No,
I don't think it
stopped. does.
does. No.
I think there was one that dropped. I think right before COVID, or was it like a remake or something?
They may have just redid it or re-updated during COVID. I know a lot of games did that because
That was back when
everybody's
I was
just
in, like middle school, high school.
Yeah.
When that game was on top.
I was the type of person like I would be around my older cousins a lot, so I was used to the Halos, the Modern Warfare, when Modern Warfare 2, like Xbox 360,
Yep.
and everybody used to have their own little clans and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Part of that.
man, I'm talking about.
Brutal world on the online world.
Tell me why I got banned. This is why. Okay, so I'm verified on 2K, right? Quick story. I'm verified.
This is
2K.
great. It's a great story.
I got banned for like a week.
You was cussing out some kids.
It wasn't even kids. It was grown men. It was grown men. And the thing was, okay, so I don't like when it's always gonna feel weird when you playing with randoms. Can't never play with randoms on 2K. I hate it. But this day, it's like a typical Friday. Get home, just like I'm finna hop on 2K. The bros not on yet. I'm just gonna wait on them. Playing. Alex Wright, who you play for? He play. I know he played for Cleveland. This that third. Oh, go Browns. I'm like, appreciate it. F the Browns, go Ravens. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm not really, and I'm not the type of person to say nothing because when they see like how it is on the game, it's like, okay, they had a football symbol. So when people know it's football, okay, he's in the NFL, okay, yada, yada, yada. They see the name, it was like, and then some people that don't know, they'll look me up. Oh, you from UAB? Oh, you this, like they get to talk. And one day, I think because we lost, because I had dropped like Trip Dub, because I play center. So I dropped Trip Dub, and he just, oh, you this, you that, this, that, third. I'm like, bruh. So I just started going in. He was like, don't worry about it, you cool. That's why the Browns suck anyway. Da, da, da.
He probably snatched your IP address.
So I'm like, I'm not even worried about it because you trash. You just at third, blah, blah, that. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? I can't say what I said now. So it's like, so I think it was like the next day, logging in my PSN account. Then I load up on 2K. It was like, sorry, we unable to access communication features. If you don't, and it gave like another option, like, okay, if you don't know what's going on, here's a link or so. So they told me I was banned for a week.
Wow.
From that point on, I said, I'm not sparing nobody else. I promise you, I'm not sparing nobody else.
Wow. If
you say something about the Browns, if you say something about me, if you say something about what I got going on, this, that, third, you're getting reported.
That's awesome. It's a point of pride.
Alex Wright is reporting players.
White.
I'm telling you, I don't care. No, they didn't spare me, so why should I spare them?
It's a good point. It's a point of pride. I love that. So off-season gaming, we love that. That's definitely our topic of conversation a lot of times too. We will be right back. The second part of our interview with Alex Wright on Honored Land on Big Play Sports Network. Welcome back into Honor the Land. I am Max Loeb. He is Chef Zay. We are here with Alex Wright, defensive lineman for the Cleveland Browns. Alex, we always talk game day superstitions, meals, music, but we were just talking the food aspect. You said you are becoming a chef. You're learning some things in the kitchen. I want to ask you about your pregame meals, everything like that. But before I do, we got to talk about you becoming a chef because you said smothered chicken. You had both of our eyes, our ears, and our mouths waiting. What else can you cook?
Let's see. You got smothered chicken. You ever heard of marry me chicken?
Yeah.
Marry me.
I've seen that recipe.
Marry me chicken is crazy. That's something that me and somebody had put together. Like you got marry me chicken. You got steak bites mixed with yellow rice. It's like let's see. Baked wings, fried chicken wings. I don't eat fried foods no more. That's crazy. I eat fried food, but not like I used to.
You can tell you looking like you in shape through that
Man.
jogging suit. Don't let that jogging suit fool you.
Man, like, and that's the sick part because, like, being from Belmont, that's all I know was
Yeah.
country food, southern food, dressing, fried chicken, peas, rice, corn. Like, a meal that I had, you could put in the fridge and it'd be good from Monday to Wednesday. Like, and the crazy part is I don't even eat dressing no more. Well, I do eat dressing, but I feel like that's an occasional thing now.
Very much so, yeah.
Don't get to the league, you get boring.
Man, like, and I don't even eat it. I only eat it, just like you say, superstition. Just like, okay, my grandma, she used to make banana pudding. You can't get me to try nobody banana pudding.
Wow.
Oh, it's that good.
It was that good. My auntie's red velvet cake.
That sounds good. You're making us hungry.
So when's the invitation to the next family cookout? Because I need parts.
You let me know. I got you.
I
I
really
got
do.
you. Go
Actually, we going down to Georgia in June, end of June, like right at the top of Georgia. I can't even think of what it's called, but I need a spot. Is there anything right at the border of Georgia that I need to hit? Closer to like the Tennessee side.
I'm deep in the south.
deep
I'm
in
close
the-
to
yeah.
Florida, so
Okay.
You ain't stopping nowhere up top.
no. No, one thing I know for Birmingham do got his wings. That's one thing I ate faithfully when I was in college was wings.
I remember you saying that there was a spot on campus you used to go to every day.
Man, and there was a spot like outside of it too called Wings Plus. I think it was like 3, and they had like this drink. And certain people know this. It's like a lot of people know this. It's like, okay, you get your little Cajun ranch fries or whatever, and then it's a drink called Kiki Poo.
I've never heard of
Kiki
that.
Poo. It was like, it's like a fruit punch. They offer, you could get it in a jug if you wanted to. And it's like, you can come in a regular cup, big cup, large cup, and then you get the jug. I'm grabbing the jug. I'm not.
Wow.
It's the Kool-Aid.
That's the real ones know about Kiki Poo. Like,
I know nothing
you,
about
like,
it. Yeah.
if you in Birmingham and you go to Wings Plus, you definitely know about the Kiki Poo punch. But really, like my pregame meal though, I don't really eat much.
Interesting.
You a shake type of guy or
No.
solids?
I'm a solids, but like it's not much. Like it's grits, eggs, bacon, sauces, but it's not as much I would eat throughout the week because like I wouldn't want. Plus we play at 1:00.
Yeah.
I go to the one thing. I wake up in the morning. I listen to music. I don't listen to like the rowdy music yet. Like I save like Young Boy, Young Nudie, Young Thug, Baby, Young and Ace. I say that for the locker room. But when I'm like on the way home and on the way to the stadium, it's kind of like Tim's. I listen to gospel music
Nice.
because I feel like it calm me down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be too rowdy because I feel like I done burnt a little bit of energy
Yeah.
just riding from the crib to the stadium. So like Tim's is really one I like the I feel like Fremont is definitely still on my playlist. Like I like Replay by her. Replay got that little like island vibe to it. Like I like that.
I love the island vibes.
Who else? It's a few more. But like it just depends on how I'm feeling. Like
Yeah.
I know like gospel music I definitely want to get the Sunday in because it's in church right
Yeah.
now.
Yep. Exactly.
But it's obviously for a good reason.
Mhm.
God know my heart.
Yeah.
So but
Amen.
I just talked to I talked to my mom, I talked to my coaches and whatnot, and I just feel like if something off, then and around that time my mom she usually be at the nursing home. My grandma's in the nursing home. So like I get to see my lady. You know
Back
what I'm saying?
in Georgia.
No, my back at home, my grandma.
Oh, okay.
So like, just seeing her and whatnot and seeing how she's doing and stuff like that, it's kinda like ease my mind a little bit. Like she know her grandson all right. You know, even though she can't really communicate, but the family know like he's gonna be all right. She don't really like tell me stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She just know, okay, this is his routine. If anything is happening or going on, I let him know after the game. I'm not gonna let him know before the game because that will mess him up.
Yeah.
But as long as he hear from us, then he's cool. But other than that, I'm cool. Like as long as I really got my gospel music in, then I'll be in there in warm-ups. Not warm-ups. I'll be in there in a hot tub and, you know, getting prepped by the training team, listening to gospel music.
Love it.
And then when I go out to pregame, and then when I come back, all right, let's
Time to turn up.
let's crank it up.
Yeah, we had Ralph Hawley on a couple weeks ago, and he said very, very similar things. It's a contrast of music that'll get you up. He was more like heavy metal rock instead of rap, but
Damn, Ralph.
that was our reaction too, which is awesome. But he also said the contrast, it's the gospel music. It gets people in the right headspace. I love it.
Man, because I feel like, you know, that the I could do all things. I feel like that's just something not to talk about.
Yeah, that is. I agree. With
That's
you.
like as true as it could be. That's one thing about it. Like as long as I'm praying, as long as I, you know, get right on the field, like I pray for, not only I pray for me, but I pray for, you know, everybody. You know, I just want y'all to play. I want everybody. That's what I say, and I keep it the same. I keep it short and sweet. You know, I know you hear me up there. I just want everybody to come out this healthy, but I also want everybody out here to play to their full potential. I'm not asking to be perfect. I'm not asking to be, you know, do too much. Just I want you to just basically just help me be me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that, and I do that usually during the national anthem.
Love that.
So like right there, it's fresh on my mind. I done spoke it out. So as soon as it's over with, by the time it's over with, kickoff is about to start. All right, bet. So but Ralph, we got to talk, Ralph. We got to talk.
Honestly, we were kind of surprised too, but it's the contrast. I like that a lot. And I mean, you've been doing it for a few years. You've been here for a few years. This is a very food-friendly show. Before you even started talking about becoming a chef, we had a question too. You've been in Cleveland for a couple of years. Favorite spot or spots to eat around here? Any type of food?
Marble Room.
Marble Room?
They took us there as rookies, and I've been there. I'll be there at least once a month.
Wow. Okay.
What's your favorite thing to get?
You wanna know something crazy? I wasn't eating steak before I got to the league.
Wow.
I hated steak.
Wow.
Hated it.
How big is your dad? You gotta be, he gotta be a monster.
I would say, you wanna know something crazy too though? I'm the only person that's over 6'2" in the family.
Wow.
If you see my family right now, like you,
Dang.
okay, who adopted them? Like
Yeah.
it was like, but it's just like, man, I didn't like steak. I was more so of the fact like I would just eat chicken, whether it was baked, fried, in the air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
Like steak would be like if there was opportunities, and I don't eat fish too. That's the crazy part.
Okay.
No seafood. Hate seafood.
Interesting.
Like so
Wow.
so it looks like the opposite that I eat everything, but when I say I'm picky, like I just like I didn't like steak. And then they was like, bro, just try the steak, this, that, there. I'm like, all right, and it was Marble Room steak that did it.
Was it Wagyu? Probably some Wagyu.
Probably.
Del-
I'm sure
Del
it's the best
Monaco.
you can get.
Oh, Del Monaco.
I don't-
Okay.
Oh.
It's a good cut.
It was what was when they had it was like about this big. but
Tomahawk.
The tomahawk's crazy. I'm not finishing no tomahawk.
Yeah.
I don't think
Like-
I've ever had a tomahawk.
Tomahawk is big
It's
as
big.
hell.
I ain't got
bro.
the money for that. So if you want to look out one day,
Yeah.
I'll get with a tomahawk.
Might as well just take y'all out on a Friday.
Yeah,
there you go.
sign me up.
You said a lot of wings around Birmingham too. Have you? I'm sure you haven't had anything that compares to there. But have you had any good wings around here?
No.
All the good
Wow.
wings in the hood spots. Like the kind of wings you looking for.
Yeah.
They closed Open Pit. It used to be right there off St. Clair and Eddie. That was the spot you go to get some wings. Kim's got some good ones. That's a lot of people probably argue it. Kim's got some good wings with their sauce. But like in terms of like actual wings, I
Like-
mean, you can't go wrong with the wing stops, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's my go-to. That's the best bang for your buck. You get the fry, the drink, and the thing for 15. Like,
Yeah.
like come on.
I'm biased to around the corner in Lakewood. I think they have 60-cent wing Thursdays, so like it's great stuff there, and it's I know people from
That was-
Buffalo
that-
swear by that.
That was like one thing in college. They went Buffalo Wild Wings before
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them. Like
They
fell off.
They prices
man. They had I think it was like Tuesday or Thursday.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
It
Boneless
was
on
like
Thursdays.
50-cent wings or something like that.
Yeah.
And we used to go in there like as a freshman and just go to town.
yeah,
That's every freshman
Man.
staple.
I think so
Like-
too.
When I was a freshman in college too, every Tuesday and Thursday we lived at that place.
Yep.
That's funny you say
That's
that.
the
I'm trying to
freshman
tell you.
15. Freshman 15.
But yeah, I don't think nobody. That may be a hot take, but my friends in Birmingham know. Like,
Yeah.
they know Wings Plus was the
Interesting.
one.
Do you eat burgers?
Not like I used to.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, go ahead. They might as well give us.
they
might
better
as well
start
sponsor the
paying
show
us,
at this
yeah.
point. Cleveland Grill got the craziest burger
oh
ever.
my god.
It's
Cleveland
not.
Grill.
It's not your typical burger. They use different kind of meat too. Like, if you in the Strongsville area, Cleveland Grill will get. They gonna get you right. They burger's so good. Like my mouth watering just think about how
Yeah.
good it is.
It
That's
was
crazy.
Yeah,
next
it's
level.
good.
Next level stuff.
You said Cleveland Girl?
Yeah,
Cleveland
Cleveland,
Grill.
Grill.
All right.
And then
Strongsville.
obviously Johnny's Little Bar.
Yeah,
I'm sure you probably heard of
downtown.
that spot.
Mm,
You heard of
yeah.
that spot?
Yeah.
It's right there off of West 6, little hole in the wall. They got some really good burgers too.
Yeah.
My thing is, though, it was just like tired of eating out all the time. Don't want to eat out all the time. It's not really healthy.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I just started looking up just recipes, just like what's so
we have to
good.
do a cooking show.
Yeah,
Man.
literally.
My thing is though, I can make. I don't see how hard it is to like make grits. Maybe because it's just me, and I was the type of person. I was that greedy. Like my granny would be in the kitchen on Sunday morning early. She used to be the first one up cooking breakfast, and here I come like sneaking up behind.
Mhm.
Soon as she make a move to her left, I'm snatching a piece of bacon. I'm snatching a piece of. But that's who really like taught me how to cook. Was like pretty much from me being like greedy and sneaky, and she stop being greedy all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like. But it used to be her and my mama. They used to teach me how to cook, even when I didn't want to, but it was just like, okay, let me tap in, let me ask mama for help if I needed it. But my granny, she used to have her stories going, Young and the Restless, all that, like, and you just hear it, and you know it's good because you get off the school bus, man. Like she used to every Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, she'd be folding clothes, and then by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you'll smell grease. You'll smell some type of chicken. You'll smell some type of like.
Get me hungry.
But that's what made me look at the food and cooking aspect. It was like it smells so good. I want to see like how she do it.
Mhm.
So and it rolled down from the summer from when they used to go to work. Everybody used to go to work and it used to be me and my cousin. So it kind of rolled over to my older cousin. She used to cook the breakfast, and then my other cousin, her brother would cook the breakfast, and then it would be me. So. I mean, they still cook now, and like everybody. One thing I gotta learn how to do is learn how to like properly like, and I don't use the older grill now, but I use like the stove top, like the hibachi grill.
Yeah.
Oh, like a Blackstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I just started that last year.
Oh,
Breakfast on
yeah.
the Blackstone is
Yeah.
undefeated.
Yep.
One thing that my cousins know how to do, they know how to grill. They know how to make some ribs.
Oh, I just see. I made the coldest ribs. I wish I would have had some extra. They were so good. I ate them all. But I best rib batch that I did was yesterday. I'm tooting my own horn on that one. It was.
I'm sorry. He make it fall off. Like it was to the point like
It wasn't like
we he would have to make him like I would like pretty much negotiate something with him. Like, hey, what you doing this weekend? This at 30. Because if I come home, like let's say if I come home because my camp is coming up. Like let's say if I would have asked him like, you gonna be free? Yeah, cuz, what's up, cuz? Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Give me some ribs.
I might need you to put in something for me. All right, bet. What you need, cuz? What you need? You know, he had like that southern accent. Like, I'm like, how free are you? They was like, he'll be like, I might have to work, but let me know something. I'm like, I might need some ribs. You want to wait till now to tell me about something? Like, it's
That's
something.
because the key to a good rib is you gotta cook it slow. It's a slow cook, at least minimum 3 hours cooking the rib.
process.
You gotta have the right seasonings too. The right seasonings. But you got, they know how to grill. They know how to grill their butt off.
Yeah.
My uncles, they know how to. Let's say I'm gonna say my aunties and stuff. You know, of course, the women they be in the kitchen with the stove top and the ovens. But when I need a good home cooked meal, I probably go home to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't get nobody dressing. Like Thanksgiving, I went home for Thanksgiving because I was hurt. So like, my mama she text me and stuff. She was like, "What you doing for Thanksgiving?" I'm like, "I'm gonna just be up here just at third." And me being hurt, okay, I'll have a little bit more time. Like I do therapy and stuff at the crib. So she was like, "You ain't been to Thanksgiving in 5 years."
Wow.
I said
I
5.
know that hit different.
Damn.
She said once she said 5 years, I was like, I gotta come
You
back.
gotta go back.
Mhm.
Gotta go
So
back.
came home, you see all the full papers, the full
man.
the full pans. You
Yeah.
see all that on the table. It's just like you don't want to leave, but it's
Yeah.
like
You put on some weight, you stay down there.
Yeah, literally.
that's why I say to this day, I tell my mom all the time, I come home for a weekend or so, but I can't stay long.
Yeah.
Why you can't stay long? Well, I understand why you can't stay long, but I want you to tell me how long
Yeah.
like why you can't stay long. I'm like, you see what's in that fridge?
You gonna pay for my fine when I come
Like-
in overweight?
Man,
Oh,
but
man.
no, like it's just like that's why I really had to tap in because I missed that taste so much. But I also like tapped in with like my chef to like idolize it into a healthy version.
hmm
Like, yeah, it ain't no fried food no more, but we could get it to taste just like it.
Yeah.
But
It's a W show.
That's great stuff.
man,
Love that. Love that. We want to finish with 5 rapid fire questions. These are superlatives about teammates. You can say yourself before teammate for these, but definitely name a teammate. I'm going to start with who has the best style on the Cleveland Browns.
I already know the answer.
okay, and style. How we talking? We talking
Game.
costumes?
Let's say game day. Game day fits.
Game day fit?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Go ahead and say it. Everybody say it.
He not even here
I
no
don't know.
more.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
What?
Let's see.
He on that.
Everybody
defense.
has a different. That's not even a rapid fire question to me because everybody be coming in crazy. If I had to give like a position fit,
Yeah.
okay, best one in the DB room, I got to give it to Grant.
Yep. Okay.
That's
Okay.
right.
That's why. Okay.
Our room, I'm simple.
Yeah.
I got to give it to Obo.
Obo. I knew that. Yep.
And then linebacker room,
You don't say that man name.
Yeah.
You won it already.
He's
but
right.
JOK, of course.
JOK.
JOK.
JOK. All right. Funniest on the team.
I know this one too.
Funniest.
He in your room, ain't it?
Ooh, you got
Yep.
Shelby?
So I don't know who said it, but I hear Shelby get a lot of votes.
Shelby is unfiltered.
Okay. That's a good way. That's funny.
Shelby is unfiltered, but one thing about Shelby, that's OG for sure.
Mhm.
He top funniest in the room. My boy Sam funny. Let's see. Damn, we got comedians for real like that. Let's see.
They said Amari Cooper used to be the funniest.
Now, one thing about Coop, like I was surprised when I didn't like get a chance to meet him at first. I thought he was always so quiet. But when he was in the locker room, I swear Coop was like one of the most people you could talk to, like the most talkative person, like ever. Like we'd be sitting there chopping it up. And one thing, they freestyle too.
Wow.
Yep, that's what we hear.
Like
That's
so,
crazy.
they had rap battles and all. Like one thing Coop did, Coop was gonna freestyle somebody. He was gonna put somebody was gonna try to walk up to Coop and try to freestyle him at his locker,
Yeah.
like rap battle and all that. Like we literally had to like everybody in the locker room was like pretty much surrounding. Like we'll set it up in the middle and they'll just go back and forth. And then like it'll be
Monster.
judges and stuff. But
That's awesome.
but Coop
Come on back home,
Coop
man. We
was
get the
one
band
of 'em.
together.
Coop was one of them. TB, Tony Brown, he high energy, he funny as hell. Who else? We got a few jokes.
Those are good. Those are good. That's 4. That's good. All right. On the topic of rap battles, best aux cord.
Me.
Love it. Okay. All right. Give a second place shout out then. Or unless you're on aux every game day.
No, I'm not on Ox.
Okay.
I would say David's on Ox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, David's
good
on
one.
Ox. But me, that came from like DJing college parties.
Ah,
Some
there you
people
go.
DJ, like
Ralph.
when we
was,
didn't.
He
Yep.
wanted a DJ.
When
Ralph
we didn't,
wants
when
to
we
DJ.
didn't- when we didn't have a DJ,
Mhm.
like it would literally come off the top of the dome.
Wow.
Like,
No playlist needed.
and
huh?
people don't know how much pressure that is.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of
A
pressure.
A lot of
'cause
people watching you.
It take one wrong push. I got a story time, a crazy story time about my sister, but I'm not gonna speak on that.
Yeah.
Not gonna speak on that. But that's like you make one wrong move, the song, like I like to deal with like the songs, okay, the beat of it, the tempo of it, the sound, the vibe of it. And then like I gradually like move to like R&B, or I gradually move to like some like Playboy Cardi. Like you gotta get the party turned, and then you gotta calm it down a little bit. Then you put the little throwbacks in it. And then now you in a throwback Thursday type vibe. Like it just depends on, you know what I'm saying. But
I like
I
that.
feel like I got the best ox.
Best chef too? You gonna give yourself?
Not there yet.
No. Who are you giving it to then?
Best
Me,
chef.
obviously.
The best chef that I know.
Yeah.
Your mama looking like
I know,
On the
bruh.
Browns. Best chef on the Browns, but yes.
The best chef on the Browns. I really haven't ate anybody's
Okay.
cooking.
So you can give that to yourself.
Yeah,
We'll give you that.
I
Okay.
get that to myself. But
Okay.
I know Monduke's like,
Yeah.
all right now.
to the camera right now.
Well, that's all right. She doesn't play for the Browns. And the last one, best basketball player on the team.
Miles don't count. I'm not counting Miles.
Okay.
Cheating.
Who was? I'm not counting. No, I'm not giving it to the one. Not giving it
No.
to the one.
Oh no.
I feel like I could beat the one.
Really?
Yeah,
We've all
That's a
seen the
call-out.
mixtapes.
man.
That's a big man.
You gotta think when people in high school. Some people don't have that mentality.
Yeah,
Of
that's
like-
true. Yeah.
They see the one they running.
Yeah.
I see the one.
I
I'm
would too.
stay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna challenge the one when he get healthy for sure. Like,
Love that.
But
Love that.
the one, for real, the one is a good hooper for sure.
Mhm.
Miles is a great hooper. Me and him went 1-on-1 in Dallas one time, just on some shooting.
Really?
Like, and when I say I haven't touched the basketball in months,
Oh,
it will
man.
show.
Yeah.
But we have, let's see, who all hoops? There's a few people that hoop, but they don't really talk about it for.
Interesting. Okay.
Humble.
So,
Humble, yeah.
but
That's
other
good.
than that, no, I say
Miles and DeJuan.
I give it to Miles.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, Alex.
We know.
We appreciate you hopping on. Give your socials, give a little plug for yourself, as well as your camp, too. You talked about your camp coming up. Feel free to
yeah.
give a shout-out to whatever you want.
Yeah, man. I just want to say shout out to the team. Shout out to, Von Dukes back home. Love you. Shout out to Coach Miguel. Praying for you and your family. Camp is June 28th. It's going to be back at home. And, so the link is coming out. Link is already out. Be able to put that, whatever they need it. But other than that, man, I'm happy to, for y'all to have me.
Yeah.
Really.
Appreciate you
We
coming on,
appreciate you
man.
hopping on.
No, for sure. Now I'm about to just go home and get on the game again.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. We will be right back on Honor the Land, presented by Big Play Sports Network. Welcome back into Honor the Land. I am Max Loeb. He is Chef Zay, and this is Around the Land, our mailbag Q&A segment, where we ask you on all of our socials at Honor the Land exactly how it is on this handle, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok for your questions about Cleveland sports, the Browns, and everything in between. We got 4 really good questions for you today. Producer Pat, I'm going to have you take it away. What do we have for our first question about the Cleveland Browns today?
Yes, sir, guys. First one. Post-draft, what are the biggest post-draft needs, and could Keenan Allen be a possibility?
That's a good question. I'll let you go first because I think there's 2 needs. I think we're going to agree, but I'm wondering which one you think is bigger right now.
When I went over this question, I was kind of just like, I don't feel like the Browns are in desperate need of anything. I think receiver would probably get the edge over the safety spot, the 2 positions that we've been talking about since draft, which they didn't address neither one except for the safety position. They took an undrafted guy out of Pitt. I'd probably lean towards receiver, but they went Deontay Johnson, and that might be the only splash we see in terms of the receiver move. I just think right now it's more so about who fits the scheme best for Kevin Stefanski. And I think when you look across the roster, I think the tight end that we just picked up is going to be the guy that pretty much takes that bolt of the need that they're looking for.
He is going to be the third I'll just say third pass option until we see it with Cedric Tillman. I'm with you. I think safety's a bigger need. I'm going to take my official stand and offer it up right now. Justin Simmons, if you are watching this show for whatever reason, if you come to the Cleveland Browns, I will take you out to dinner wherever you want. I don't care how nice it is. It can be Marble Room. I don't care where it is. I don't care. If you come to the Cleveland Browns, I will take you out to dinner. I'll show you around the town. The Browns need safety help. And I honestly think they'd benefit from a veteran like Justin Simmons. He's still out there. And I have this weird feeling that it's a financial thing. And the Browns are not in, the best financial state right now. But I think they'd be more willing to shell out more money than some of these other teams would because they're looking for a veteran, because they're looking for a center fielder, if you will. He was awesome in coverage last year. Awesome, and would be such a good compliment to Grant Delpit. So, Justin Simmons, if you are watching this for whatever reason, I doubt you are, please I'll take you wherever you want. I'll show you around the town. We can hit Map Room if you want. Wherever you want to go, I don't care. The Browns need safety help. They need a center fielder. And to me, Justin Simmons is the best one out there. Pat, you have a second question for us, and I'm very, very excited for this. I love this question.
In terms of the Keenan Allen answer on the back half of that,
good
is
point.
it possible? Anything's possible, but he'll probably garnish too much money.
I think so, too.
Yeah, guys, next question is, the Browns really believe in Kenny Pickett. They think he can make a Sam Darnold type of leap, which is, in air quotes, a Sam Darnold type of leap. And they love Gabriel enough to overdraft him. Do you guys think Flacco has any shot at making the team now since they have Sanders as well?
I can't believe we are getting to the point where we're asking if Joe Flacco is going to make the team.
In no way. I literally wrote, there's no way I can see Flacco getting cut for a few reasons. The Myles Garrett factor.
Yeah.
I think that was definitely part of the pitch. The respect from the locker room. I think when he walks into that room, he is garnishing the respect of the veterans and the people that were already there in 2023, which there's still a lot of them.
Yeah.
Instantly the second he walks back in that locker room. And just the proven success that he's had with Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski has been through countless quarterbacks, like we all know, but there's been no one that has reached the level of success that Joe Flacco has had.
Not even close.
But I do think it's changed a little bit in terms of the leash. Remember we did that video back on the BTS long ago. I think Joe Flacco's at this point where obviously his contract is incentive-based.
Yep.
He gets $1 million per game that he plays. I think he has about a 4-week to 6-week window where if you're not producing the wins, we're going to have to see what we got in these other guys. So I don't think we'll get to that point. I think he's going to, he going to get us some wins.
Yeah,
it's gonna
like,
be
come
fun.
on. Yeah.
But, like, if we're sitting here 6 weeks in and we're 2-4, I think that may be the end of the Flacco fever era.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I am with you. There's no way that he just gets cut. Like, I just can't see that. But the other part of the question, the Kenny Pickett thing, the Sam Darnold-esque jump, I think it's a little far-fetched to fully believe that because of the situation. Sam Darnold walked into Minnesota with one of the best offensive minds in the entire NFL, a known quarterback whisperer. I know Kevin Stefanski is in that world, right? He's up there. I don't think in terms of quarterback development, he is Kevin O'Connell. I don't think he is, to be honest with you. Love Kevin Stefanski, and he can get the most out of guys like Joe Flacco. Kevin O'Connell, from what we've seen with Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, is on a different level. And I think Kirk Cousins' play dropping off a little bit in Atlanta. A lot of people are telling me it wasn't the injury. I think it was clear to see it was the injury, but that play dropping off should tell you a little bit about that too. But regardless, he's walking into a situation throwing to the best receiver in the NFL, an elite tight end, which the Browns do have, but a truly elite number 2 in Jordan Addison, an extremely well-managed offense, a really, really good running back in Aaron Jones. I think the Browns situation is solid. I think the Vikings last year was a tier above. And I think you knew Sam Darnold coming into the NFL had those difference-maker quarterback qualities. There were a lot of questions about Kenny Pickett's difference-maker quarterback qualities, and obviously Pittsburgh, when we watched him play there, it was the situation he was in was way worse, I think, than Cleveland right now. I wonder, Zay, if Joe Flacco, let's say he gets that 4-game leash and the Browns are like, this isn't working. I wonder if they turn to Pickett or if they turn to a rookie. I think that's the best conversation here.
I definitely agree, but will he even make it through the camp?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Could he be the trade piece?
He could.
I mean, in terms of the Sam Darnold thing, I kind of see where they're going with in terms of like comparing it, because Sam Darnold started out his career, didn't have the best situation, obviously going into the organization that he was, bounced around to Carolina, again, not a great situation, but he found a quarterback, or he found a coach that he could learn from, in Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco, and I don't remember where I heard it, but he accredited his success to that stint in San Francisco because he was able to learn.
Yep.
I think when you talk about Kenny Pickett, he started out in Pittsburgh, didn't have a great situation like you just mentioned, but going to an organization like the Philadelphia Eagles, a winning culture, obviously it's a little bit different in terms of, the quarterback, the offensive mind.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like, I'm not comparing it, but I could see why you would want to compare it.
I don't think it's wild to compare it, though. Like, I think Kellen Moore is an incredible offensive mind, and that's what we learned from in Philly. He also
But is he
learned
Kyle
from
Shanahan?
No, he's not. He's not. But it's a comparison. It's a good comparison, just on like a tier below. Do we turn to Kenny Pickett? I don't know. We have to talk about the rookies, though. Pat, we got a really good question number 3 about rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, this was a great one, guys. How would you feel? I know we have those quarterbacks, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, but how would you feel about 6-11 or a 7-10 record with those guys playing quarterback as opposed to Joe Flacco?
Well, I'll start off because I just mentioned it. I don't think Flacco would make it that far.
Okay.
If we're gonna get to a point where if Flacco's not getting the job done, we are seeing another quarterback.
Yeah.
You have to do right by yourself to see if one of these guys can spark a fire.
Let me say this then. So let's say Flacco, let's say 4 games for all intents and purposes. Let's say they turn to Pickett for the rest of the year and they finish 6-11. Would you feel happier about that, or turning to Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel and then finishing 6-11?
I don't think Pickett gets. Let's just say we
Really?
do the 4 games. Pickett will get a shot. But you are going to, at one point, if it gets to that point where we're looking at, okay, this is a 6-11 season.
Yep.
You are going to see Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders.
Okay.
100%. Because, again, you have to do right. When you have 2 first-round picks and what's supposedly going to be a quarterback-heavy draft next year, you can't go into that draft and not know what Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders are possibly going to be doing.
Great point, yeah.
And, I mean, what better way to see them in the typical AFC North fashion with the weather, AFC North football in November and December, it's a different type of game. So you get to see what your rookie has in that sense. So I think Kenny Pickett would get he'd get a stint, but that leash is going to be short. And if you're not going to produce or tank or whatever strategy that they do the right way, they are going to go to the rookies 100%. So if it's a 6-11, you're going to probably see another year where we rotate through 3-4 quarterbacks.
Would you be more upset if they didn't roll a rookie out and they just finished 6-11? Like, would you be pissed off if they went Flacco for 6, Pickett for the rest of the 11, and they finished 6-11?
That would be stupid.
Okay, so there's the answer. I'm with you 100%. Like, if the Browns are going to be bad, I'm with you. It's going to get to a point. It's not comparable to the Patriots last year because they went Drake May early, but it's going to get to a point where you know how bad you are, and giving whichever rookie quarterback, but giving a rookie quarterback live reps is invaluable. Like, it is so important for guys to get reps, to see things happening in real time. You listen to so many quarterbacks talk about what it means to get their first NFL start. You listen to so many quarterbacks talk about how important X year was, even though they weren't very good, just learning and being able to put it in. I don't know if you remember, Sam Darnold that year actually finished the season for the Niners in that last game of the year. I believe it was against the Los Angeles Rams before the playoffs and Purdy took them to the Super Bowl. But, like, he got actual game experience, and that is something that can't be mimicked. Like, if you put a rookie quarterback in, you are getting valuable experience, and this will be after they sit for months in the system, plus an offseason, all this stuff. It is so important. It honestly wouldn't shock me. Let's say we get to that point, like week 11, the Browns are like, let's say 4-7, and not all hope is lost, but you're like, okay, we got to be perfect, and everybody else has to be perfect for us to make the playoffs. They turn to rookie quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if we see both.
Here's my only thing with that is Nathan Zagura came out and said that Dylan Gabriel was ranked number 2 at their quarterback thing. He says if he was 6'2", he'd be a bona fide number 2 overall pick. That's what I'm so intrigued with, is like, this is Kevin's guy. This is the organization. When you talk about Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, and all these other quarterbacks, it's like it was someone else's guy, always. This 100% without a shadow of a doubt is Dylan Gabriel, is Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry's guy that they pinpoint and targeted. I mean, they had the clip of him saying that we're going 94 to Cleveland. Like, you think that was fluke?
No.
They had an idea that they wanted this guy. So it looks as if unless Shador comes in and knocks the socks off in camp or whatever he does, we're going to probably see Dylan Gabriel first.
I agree with you. And I think if that happens, regardless of who the quarterback is, the season, maybe not lost for the Browns, but it'll be in a bad spot. I want to turn to our final question because it relates to that, Pat. What do you got for us?
Yeah, guys, it's kind of an easy one to me, but are the Browns more likely to make the playoffs or draft number 1 overall in 2026?
Well, before we get the answer, you said come back on you.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. I want to
This
hear
is an
it.
easy one.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of fans that go the other direction, but I'm with you. I think it's an easy choice, but I need to know what it is.
Easily the playoffs for me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there's no chance because my thing is this team wasn't really the number 2 overall, or shouldn't have been at number 2 anyway, in my opinion. They got very lucky with other teams losing those games. Worst case scenario, they would have lost or won 4 games last year. This is not a 4-win team. I don't care how much you want to say there's too much talent for them to be a 4-win team again.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's like night and day, though, to be honest with you. I am very much more on the side of the Browns making the playoffs, that being more likely than the number 1 pick.
60-40?
No, I'll go 75-25 because the two factors I have here. Number one, this is factors for the Browns just not make the playoffs. Number one, to me, there are 8, maybe 9 bona fide 10-win teams. Like, these are good football
We
teams.
felt that last year. I remember going through the list, and there were so many people who were in the AFC. Who were like, there's 13 teams that could really.
And honestly, it came down to the last few games of the season. Like, I'll think out loud. Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, right? Whoever wins the AFC South, I think it's the Texans. But you got a division winner there. Chargers, Broncos.
They're going to be good.
And then Bengals, Steelers.
Bengals are going to be good.
Mm-hmm. And there's no way their defense is going to be worse than it was last year.
Patriots is a sleeper, guys, for me too.
They
because
are a sleeper. Vrabel's
they're a
gonna do
young
something.
team and they're on the rise.
They're on the rise, and they have an incredibly easy schedule. Oh my gosh. I made a video on it last week. I think it's the easiest schedule in the NFL, and they're good enough defensively. The AFC East has gotten actively worse the past couple of years, but I think there's too many good teams for me to be like, yeah, the Browns are making the playoffs. I think they're more likely to make the playoffs than get the number 1 overall pick, and I think that's the second factor. The floor for this team, it was as bad as it possibly could have been last year.
Yeah.
As bad.
Really?
And they still didn't get the number 1 over. Like that, it's not happening. It's better than a 4-win team. It's better than a 5-6-win team for me. But
If they're picking number 1 overall, I would be shocked if Myles Garrett didn't come out and ask for a trade.
yeah, it could totally happen again. I mean, it is very much dependent on really a lot of things, but the immediate production of the rookies they drafted. We got rookie minicamp coming up in a few days. We'll talk a little bit more about that in our final segment here on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network. Welcome back into Honor the Land. I am Max Loeb. He is Chef Say. We're going to finish this episode up with a brief Cleveland look ahead. We are recording this between game 1 and game 2 of the Cavs-Pacers series. I mean, if there was ever a game that you watched and you're like, we need Darius Garland, it was game 1. It was bad.
You know, I was talking about this pre-show. The Pacers are like the bear you don't want to poke. And I know that's kind of crazy to say because I think the Cavs are they're better than the Pacers, but they love a challenge. They love to bark back when people are talking down. And I think there may have been a little bit of salt in the wound, and then they wanted to come punch you in the mouth with all of those mock-up shirts saying, where's dad? And keep your dad calm and all that stuff. It's just like, I haven't seen a player other than Anthony Edwards. I think it's Anthony Edwards and probably Tyrese Halliburton are two guys when you look at it, it's like, oh, I'm looking for people to talk trash to, or I'm looking for somebody to make me upset, and we can go off. So I think they'll be fine. I think, but you're right. They definitely miss Garland.
And they could also miss Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter in game 2. If that happens, they are in trouble. Oh, my gosh.
Time for Money Mitch to go crazy.
Yeah, and Ty Jerome's going to have to everybody's going to have to step up. Everybody's going to be all hands on deck. And, I mean, I don't think Max Strus will go 2 for 9 again, to be honest with you. I think he'll play better. But
Cavs as a whole, they shot, 9 of 36 or
they
something
were
like
20-something% from 3, which is crazy. And I saw Nick talk about it on another show. I was talking about it with my friends last night. A lot of people are like, well, Indiana won't do that again. No, that's what they do.
That's what they do. Yeah.
They shoot the ball like that. So they will do that again and they'll score. The Cavs have to keep up with them. But, the contested looks were minimal on Indiana's end. They had a lot of open looks, and I think that was the main beneficiary of their success. On the other side of that 100-yard strip, you have the Cleveland Guardians back home later on this week against the Philadelphia Phillies. Very good team. That's going to be a good series. But
Jose went down.
Jose went down, but he's back.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Oh,
So
I thought
we'll
it was-
see.
They were making it seem like it was some big injury.
It very much seemed like that, but I think it may have been Sunday. When our first game back was a couple days ago.
Oh, I'm behind.
They are in Washington and D.C. playing the Nationals now. As for Brown stuff, we got rookie minicamp beginning this Friday. Word to the wise, I know we love our training camp, minicamp content. Don't overreact, especially in May. Don't freak out
right.
about Twitter clips.
Did you see that throw by Shador?
We're all gonna tweet him out. It's what we do, right? It's our job. But don't overreact, guys. Don't overreact. We're gonna finish though with our weekly food review. It is Cinco de Mayo when we are recording this, so we have, in addition to Zay's sombrero, a
The old school dog.
chicken quesadilla from Camino in downtown Cleveland, the Warehouse District.
It smells great.
I have never been here before. Looks really good, and I've heard rave reviews about this. We have what looks like chicken, bacon, cheese, and a couple other things. I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to go without sauce first, without sour cream first.
I was gonna say, what's all on it? Is there some onions on here?
Looks like peppers. Wow. The bacon, wow.
Mm.
I've never had a quesadilla with bacon.
There's got to be is it tomatoes that I'm looking at? There's something in there that
Let's see.
that's giving it that taste where
A
it's
little
like
dip.
you don't need the sour cream or
No.
you don't need the salsa. But yeah, there's definitely tomatoes in it
Wow.
for sure. Let's get a little dip of that sour.
So let me ask you, Zay, what makes a great quesadilla? You have criteria?
It would have to be the obviously the chicken. It can't be dry, but I think the tortilla alone, the good crisps to it, or I don't know. I don't really know what. I'm not a big quesadilla guy, but I'm down with this.
Oh, this is
so
really good.
I would say the flavor has to be on point because I don't think I need any extra sauce with this because it's almost like it has a sauce in it. I don't know if y'all can see that.
All right, let me ask you this then, Cinco de Mayo. I have always been a guy who gets very straightforward, basic order at a
You
Mexican
pounded that in one
restaurant.
bite? My bad.
Oh, no. Don't apologize. I got plenty more food, Cinco de Mayo food coming at me later. Let me ask you, your go-to, not Cinco de Mayo meal, but you're going to your local Mexican restaurant. What are you getting? Appetizer, if a drink, and then entree.
There's this place around the corner from where I live in Painesville. It's called, I don't even know what it's called. Honestly, bad job out of me.
But honestly, sometimes those are the best places, the little hole in the wall.
Well, this one it's right connected. Dang, I'm spitting. It's connected to one of those the Mexican grocery stores.
Okay.
So it's kind of got a little bit of everything there. This place has the best tacos for $2.75 a taco.
Love that.
And when I tell you, I'm at a point now where they know me as the guy who, oh, you just want one of everything. I go in there and I say, I want 5 tacos, all different. Make sure 2 of them are your favorite.
Love that. That's
have
good.
not missed on a taco
Wow.
from that place yet. So that's the only thing I get. And then it comes with obviously the onions and the cilantro and then the one green sauce, one red sauce.
Yep.
Dress it all up. And it's literally, I get in the car, I dress it up, and it's probably gone in a minute and a half. That's
So-
my go-to every time.
I'm the same way. I'm either tacos or fajitas. I'm the same way. What about before? You're getting chips and salsa at most of these places. Are you getting queso or are you getting guac? Both?
See, queso and that queso and guac be like an extra $5.
All right. If you could get one, if one was free, which would you get, queso or guac? Because I have a hot take, I think.
Well, it depends. Am I getting the chips with it?
Yeah, chips are, yeah.
If you can really get a good guac, it's if you can
Good
get
answer.
a good guac because the queso, the difference between the queso and the guac, the queso becomes too much.
I'm
you
with
can only
you.
have a couple bites of it before you're like, dang, I'm done with it. And then you got this whole thing of queso, whereas the guac,
Yeah.
you're tricking yourself into thinking it's partially healthy too. So
It is. It's healthier than queso at least. Pat, are you team queso or team guac?
Oh man, that's choosing between 2 family members if I'm being honest with you. But The thing about it is, like, I think I'm team queso. Have you ever had chorizo queso, though, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah, it's very
goodness.
good, yeah.
That stuff absolutely slaps. I got to say, though, I'm from near West Side, basically. So Tanto's over there, and then there's Ola Tacos over there by 117th.
Oh, okay.
Tap in.
Never been there.
I'll set you guys straight. I got some wing places on the West Side, some taco places on the West Side. I'll set you
Okay,
straight.
since you didn't bring in the marks, maybe tacos.
Yeah.
tacos.
That's my
I'm trying
bad
to
on the
think.
marks, by the way. That's my bad on the
I don't
marks.
know. I've had some good. There's some good Mexican spots around here. I mean, all my John Carroll people know Los Arcos and University Heights is the best. It's the best. The atmosphere. I don't even know how cheap the margs are, but the margs. Are you
Are you a Berea guy?
wait,
or-
Berea or Barrio?
No, not Barrio. Barrio's the
Berea, the
Berea,
taco.
Berea the tacos.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's overrated.
it wouldn't be my first choice of a taco. That's for sure.
Is it overrated or underrated?
I'd say overrated. I don't think they're bad though. Like,
See, here's the thing. They look phenomenal every trip, but like, if it's not seasoned the proper way, it's almost like you're tasting something bland. The soup that you dip it in, like, it has to be. Shout out to, I wish I could have got their name, but they were fans of me. You know, every time we walked in the meeting, a lot of people are calling me out left and right. This one couple called me out. Was like, you gotta come over here, get you some food. Da da da. She was cooking Berea tacos, and I have not had a better Berea taco than the one that was in the Muni lot that day. So if you're watching this, we may need one of them pans, because she had them in the pans that Alex Wright was talking about. She had them in that, and my dumb self only took one. She's like, man, get you some more. I'm like, I'm gonna be back. I went back after the game,
gone.
and couldn't find her.
I've never had a taco at a tailgate. That's just not a tailgate food that I've ever had.
It was on point.
Interesting. Okay, that's good.
It was all in it.
We'll finish with this margarita. I assume we all like margaritas. We're talking about them. What flavor are you getting?
As long as it tastes good, I don't care.
You don't have like one. I have a very staunch like I'm getting this if they have it on the menu.
You see, I'm not a big like. If I get saucy, I'm choosing to get. I'm not
Okay.
a big drinker.
Okay, that's fair.
So like, as long as it tastes good, sign me up.
Pat, what about you?
Man, well, my first question actually is going to go back to you guys. Frozen or non-frozen?
Non-frozen.
Non-frozen. I knew that about
Non-frozen.
you. I don't know what that is about Max, but I
No,
just,
He's
not
a coffee guy.
Not frozen.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
frozen.
the
Look,
thing about Zay though is like he'll drink anything that anything that they got. But
I was buttered.
yeah, dude, that's amazing. But honestly, for me, it's like a frozen strawberry, frozen
Strawberry's
mango.
good.
Yeah,
Strawberry's
it's
good.
simple
You're a
about
daiquiri
it.
guy.
Yeah, kind of basically.
I if they have a blackberry margarita on the menu, I'm
Oh
getting it.
man,
Yeah, it's the best.
Blackberry.
Yeah.
Is it purple?
Yeah, it's like a dark pink. Yeah, but yeah, it's
Okay.
that's pretty tart though. I would imagine.
yeah, it's good. Though.
Yeah.
I like tart drinks.
You like
that.
that
Okay.
licorice too.
Interesting.
I don't hate it, but I would like go to a candy store and say I want black. No way, no way. Oh man. Well, we appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Let us know any other content you'd like to see in terms of questions you want to see in an interview, questions you want from us answered, as well as where you want us to go next, because this was very much a seasonal pick or a day pick. We are an open book next week because there's no holiday that's going to push us to get a certain type of food. But we appreciate you guys watching. We will see you guys next time on Honor the Land on Big Play Sports Network.